What's up, HELLRAISERS? Welcome back to yet again another video. And today's video is another top 10 list, and boy, isn't this a good one. So this is a list that I came up with on my own. I might have seen other people do this, but honestly, what I have on this paper, no other YouTuber have on their list. So this is going to be titled the top 10 underrated final girls of all time, okay? So now these are final girls that I think that is underrated and no one ever talks about them, okay? These are some strong leads, great actresses, and a very, very underrated final girl. Another thing you must know about this list, my own opinion, these are the final girls that I think that is underrated for a lot of reasons. I'm going to try to explain a lot of stuff why they underrated. And also, don't get mad by this list. If you see a girl on this list that you think is not underrated, don't get mad. Drop yours in the comments. So with all that being said, let's dive into today's list. Kicking things off at number 10, we got Angela from P2. If you haven't seen my review on P2, please check that out. I'll remember the link in the description down below. But Angela in this movie is being portrayed by Rachel Nicholas, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. When this movie first started off, you really have no idea where this movie is going. Remember, link in the description if you want to see my full review on it. But honestly, this is one of those films where she's a final girl. She started out to be a little bit of weak at first, don't really know what she want to do, and she got to find a way to take control of this situation because of this security guard who's basically obsessed with her, and he would do nothing to keep her trapped inside this parking lot. And what she go about doing throughout this entire runtime of this movie, putting up a fight to stop him from trying to keep her trapped, isolate her, and she has to fight against her will. She has to literally fight for her life. And everything she does in this film will remind you what a final girl is. She is so underrated, and she's not even on nobody top 10 underrated final girls list. One of the biggest things about her is the performance that Rachel Nicholas has given Angela in this movie. She gave a damn good performance. I haven't seen her in other films. I kind of wish she would take more roles like this where she is like the star of the movie. But honestly, she is a damn strong final girl. No matter what, she was going against all the odds, no matter how much shit she's been through. She got into an elevator, and then the security guard put water in there. The water waved up inside the elevator. She didn't stop there. She basically had to beat his dog, which is pretty fucked up. I have a dog of my own. But anyway, she had to beat the dog because the dog was trying to kill her. She didn't stop there. She basically had to run and hide from him so she could get the upper hand. So much shit that made her a final girl, and that's why she is on my list right here at number 10. Moving down from there at number 9, we got Wendy, Final Destination, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I love her so much. The moment I saw her in Final Destination 3, my jaw dropped in my lap because she is gorgeous. Yeah. One of the things that made her a good final girl is because she was trying to help all her friends while some of her friends was dying around her. I'm going to definitely be reviewing the Final Destination series. We don't know when, but you'll see. But honestly, Wendy in this film is one of them final girls where at first you probably might hate her, but then again, the more you watch Final Destination 3, you start to realize that you like her even more because how strong she was in this film. At times, she might seem like a little bitch because she might seem to be too controlling. So she basically have all these pictures which indicate how someone is about to die. And over time, you actually start to like her because the only thing she want to do is help people. She wants to save her friends. And the ones who believe her, some live, some don't. But what makes her interested is that how far she's willing to go to save her friends. No matter what you do, you can't stop death. But she's willing to go against all the odds to save her friends. And the best thing about this is that Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she did a great job with her performance in this film. She isolated herself a little bit for a while and just kind of like put herself back into the front, literally risking her own life for her friend, which is pretty fucking. When you really think about it, this movie goes in wild direction. Not to mention the movie is also 3D. Really wasn't that big of a fan of it. But yeah, Wendy right here at number 9 is a damn underrated final girl. Moving down from there, keeping the momentum rolling right here at number 8, we got Sarah from The Descent, played by Sarah Donna McDonald, I believe. Anyway, I love the movie The Descent. I will be reviewing that movie soon, but The Descent is one of those films where it is a strong cast full of females who knows exactly what the situation is that they is in. What makes Sarah so interesting is that, major spoiler for this part, in the beginning of the movie, there is a tragedy that happened with her family. Yeah, a tragedy. In the beginning of the movie, there's a tragedy that happened with her husband and her daughter, and she was the sole survivor. Okay? I'm not going to spoil too much because I am going to be reviewing The Descent soon, but what's interesting about Sarah is that throughout the entire runtime of the movie, you start to realize that Sarah doesn't really bond with all the other girls. She basically isolates herself away from all the other females. Everybody else is strong, they outgoing, they outspoken, they, you know what I'm saying, like they lively, they so upbeat, while Sarah is just so quiet in the corner. And through the entire movie, you start to see a little bit of her character arc. You start to see that she kind of like bursts out of her bubble and she becomes more of a stronger lead than all the other females throughout the entire movie. What makes her character interesting is because knowing what happened to her in the beginning of the film and why she changed like that, it kind of makes sense. And Sarah, and I believe Donna McDonald, she did such a fantastic job at giving Sarah her own identity, her own arc, and she allowed the character to I guess you say, expand and become much more bigger than what she was trying to go for. I think she did such a fantastic job. But she's such an underrated fucking character. Oh my god. She has to become so strong to save her friends and herself against the man-eating type of Wendigo, whatever you call them fucking things, Wendigo. All I know, they're some man-eating type of alien-looking motherfuckers. And she has to go against all the odds to literally fucking save herself and her friends. Moving down from there, right here at number 7, we got Needy from Jennifer's Body. Good old Jennifer's Body. Guilty pleasure of mine. I like Jennifer's Body. That review will be coming soon as well. But yeah, Needy, played by Amanda Stafford or something. I like Amanda. I think she's a damn good actress. I've seen her in a lot of fucking films that she's good in, just like in Jennifer's Body. But what makes her interested in this movie is because at first, Needy is a very shy, very quiet girl who's friends with a very popular girl by the lovely, the very gorgeous. Yeah. So, she's not very bright. You know, she don't have that, you know what I'm saying, like that bright girl future about her character. You know, she's very shy, very quiet. And then when she see that her friend Jennifer come home one night and she's completely different than what she remember. So Jennifer is going around killing all teenage boys, basically drinking their blood, eating their body parts and whatnot. And so Needy has to find a way to help her friend, but she realized that it's already too late. So she has to not only kill her own friend, then basically have to save the town. I mean, Needy goes through hell. She goes through hell to try to save her own friend and even save herself. Tried to save her boyfriend. Didn't work out. And, I mean, literally, Amanda Stafford gave everything to this character. And that's why she's on my list, because she's so underrated. And why doesn't she have appreciation? Why is she underrated? She should be on the top of everybody's fucking list. But unfortunately, she's not, because not too many people like Jennifer's Body. This movie has a huge cult following, and I'm definitely one of them people who actually like this movie. Stay tuned for a review, because this movie is so bad, it's good. We'll see. From there, right here at number 6, we got Rachel from The Ring. Y'all remember that movie? Played by played by Naomi Watts or something. I love The Ring. I remember when The Ring first came out. This movie scared the hell out of me when it first came out. I'm gonna be completely honest. It scared the shit out of me. But honestly, it wasn't the movie that I was really concerned about. The situation that was happening. You watch the tape, you die in 7 days. I felt like I watched the tape, so I was expecting to die in 7 days back in 2002 when the movie came out. But anyway, the reason why Rachel is on this list is because she had to literally watch the tape in order enough to find out what's going on, as well as save herself, save her son, save her boyfriend, and then also try to find out the mystery behind the tape. And the further she goes, the weirder and weirder things start to get. Naomi's performance as Rachel is the best part of this entire movie. You will really watch this movie really because of Naomi's performance. But honestly, Rachel is one of those characters where you have to watch the movie to like kind of understand her motivation. Okay, because she have a son, and then she have a job, she got a boyfriend, and so there's this tape being passed around to person, and then she has to kind of like understand the tape. So she keep watching the tape, she find the mystery behind the tape, and the more she watches it, she starts to pull back different layers of what the fuck this tape is all about. The more layers she pull back, the weirder and the weirder the fucking tape gets. And literally, she does not stop until she gets to the bottom of it. And once she does get to the bottom of it, there's even more shit that she goes through. So Rachel goes through hell in this fucking movie. If you haven't seen The Ring, this is one of those films where I would truly say you have to watch and literally experience this movie. Because this movie, I'm telling you, goes in crazy ass fucking direction. And that's why she on my list as a underrated final girl. And keep it rolling right down, right here at number 5, we got Alex from Nightmare on Elm Street, played by Lisa Woodcock. I love this woman so much. Lisa Woodcock, baby, you're gold. But her performance as Alex, now don't get me wrong, I kind of hesitated to put her on this list because the script for part 5, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, that movie was a bit of a fucking hit and miss with me. It's more like either the movie can make it or it can break it, but more like the movie kind of broke it for me. But if you want to see not my performance, wake up. If you want to see my review on Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, I'll remember to link it in the description down below. But honestly, Lisa Woodcock's performance in part 4, at least part 4, I like her performance. She kind of takes on different one of her friends' personality, you know. She kind of like every time Freddy killed one of her friends, spoiler, if you haven't seen any of Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Every time Freddy killed one of her friends, she kind of like gained their personality. She kind of gained their power. She basically like they become part of her. And in order enough to take on Freddy, you have to understand her friend's personality, their powers, and their motivation and their drive. And that takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication to really act and then act in the movie. You get what I'm saying? So Lisa Woodcock's performance is what makes this shit even better. But the final girl, the arc behind the character, and when she beat Freddy at the end, and when he come back in part, or like the second part of the movie, that's when you really start to see her character arc change. Then you go into part 5 of Nightmare on Elm Street. You start to see her being a very concerning, protected mother because she's pregnant by her boyfriend Dan. And so the further she goes, she starts to realize that Freddy is trying to get closer and closer, trying to come through the birth of her child. And she has to go against all the odds to literally stop Freddy from trying to come through the birth of her child. She gotta tell people that Freddy's coming back and whatnot. Man, that takes a lot. That's a lot of weight on one person just to be a fucking final girl. And she deserves a lot of fucking praise because a final girl is exactly what she is. Very, very strong. Moving down from there, right here at number 4, we got Claire Withers from Final Destination 1, played by Ali Larker or something like that. I like her. She's gorgeous too, isn't she? But Final Destination 1, I will truly say I will be reviewing that series as well. They're gonna make a Final Destination, what was that, 5 or 6, I believe? I don't know. Whenever they make the next Final Destination movie, I might jump on the review for all the movies. But anyway, Final Destination 1, with her performance in it, she really became the second, I guess I could say the second most popular character in that movie. What makes her a final girl, because in part 2, when she kind of had to like help the other people in the situation with death, and so she kind of became like the main focal point of the entire movie 1 and 2. But then she ended up dying. But I guess you say she died trying to help. But that's what made her a final girl, because she was willing to stop and fight death. Even though you can't stop death, you know, we all gonna die at some point, right? But that's what's interesting about her character. She knew these things. She knew the risk, but she took the risk to save someone else's life, even though it backfired on her, because death didn't get her the first time, it got her this time. And her performance is what makes this shit work, because she's talented anyway. So that's why I like her in this role, because of the real female actress. So if you don't like her on this list, I completely understand why some people would not put her on the list, because she didn't really survive through the movie, so she has to be like the lead in order enough to be the final girl. But to me, she's definitely a fucking final girl. On to number 3, we got Tree from Happy Death Day 1 and 2. I love these movies. These one of my favorite, I guess you say dark comedy, okay? I know a lot of YouTubers that hate this movie, but I find these two movies to be extremely hilarious. At least the first one. I think part 2, they kind of lost me with the whole sinus experiment thing. They kind of lost me a little bit, but it's still funny. It's still a lot of fucking fun. If you want to see my review on Happy Death Day Part 1, I'll remember the link in the description down below. I have reviewed that movie before. But honestly, her performance was played by Jessica Walk, I believe. I love her and her performance in this movie. This movie is one of them movies where you don't take this shit too serious. This movie doesn't take itself too seriously, so why should you take it serious? It's one of them films where you just have a good ass time, sit down, eat a big ass sandwich or something, or eat a big ass thing of popcorn and just have a good fucking time, have a good life. That's just what this movie is all about. So in this film, Tree has to go out the entire movie of dying over and over and over. And every time she dies, she starts to realize that she has to change who she are to better, or I guess you say, to understand the situation or why she keeps dying or whatnot. Every time she dies, you start to see her personality change a little bit. 1 minute, she was just a total bitch. The moment you see her, she's a total bitch. She's mean to everybody. She's telling everybody to go fuck themselves. She's telling everybody she's better than them and whatnot. And so through the entire movie, every time she dies, she comes back as a different personality. She has to change her attitude. And that worked. And every time she did it, the better and better things get. And so she's addicted to this one guy who basically wants to help her and turn out to be her lover throughout the entire movie. Happy Death Day is just one of them films where you just have to watch it, okay? Don't take this shit too seriously. It's a dark comedy. Have fun with this movie. That's why this movie, and why Tree is on this list, because she's a very underrated final girl. She doesn't stop at nothing. She has to go throughout the entire movie dying over and over to find out what the fuck is going on. And that's why she's on my list. Number 2, man, we running through this list pretty fast, are we? Anyway, at number 2, we got Maddie from the movie Hush. This movie should have been number 1. And actually, it was number 1 until I swapped it. And y'all might be shocked who was number 1. But the reason why I put Maddie, who's being portrayed by Kate Seeger something, I like her performance. And I like this movie, period. This is one of those indie films that not too many people in the whole community knows anything about. Okay? Hush is a film that is personal to me. And the reason why it's personal, well, let me tell you what the movie is about. This movie tells a story about a woman who's basically deaf who can't hear anything, and there's a fucking psychopath stalking her, and she can't hear him, and she can see him, but she can't hear, so she don't know where he's at. So this is why this movie is so personal to me, because I'm hard of hearing. And at some point, some, not all, but some hard of hearing people could possibly go deaf. And that's one of my biggest fears. Going deaf, not being able to hear anything, which is really fucking scary for me. But this movie right here really checks the box of isolation factor for me. It's one of them films where you have to be her ears. Even if you can hear a little bit, you are her ears. When you watching this film, you the ears for her. And you have to like, go behind you, he's behind you. Like, you see the guy. You can hear him creeping around, knocking on windows, running around the fucking house, trying to come inside her fucking house where she at. And she literally have a disadvantage in terms of her hearing, so she has to rely on her see to be her ears. And her senses, which is her nose, to smell. Which is very interesting to me because that's what a strong final girl is. When you have a disadvantage, use the other senses that you have to get yourself out of a sticky situation. And what she is in is what makes this movie so creepy, because you can't hear anything, literally nothing. I love this movie. I'm going to review her as well, because this is one of them films, like I said, it hits me right there. One of my biggest fears, man. So yeah, Maddie right here at number 2, a very underrated final girl. And lastly, right here at number 1, this is a final girl I know everybody forgot about, and that is Grace from The History from 2007, played by a dream of mine, Sophia Bush. I love Sophia Bush. Is it just like, is it me, or when she talk, her voice sounds kind of like she talk high, that she talk kind of low at the same time? I don't know how to explain it. I just love her voice for some reason. But yeah, Sophia Bush performance as Grace in The History, which is a remake, of course, I know that, but I like this remake because of Sophia Bush's performance as Grace. So, in this film, her and her boyfriend going on this liberty, like a road trip or something. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I would never forget her performance, Her performance is what kept me thinking and wondering about this movie. When I was making this list, I was thinking about underrated final girls. And she literally popped in my head. I'm like, I fucking forgot about her. And I had to put her on this list. I would never forget her again. But Grace in this fucking film, this fucking History literally stalked the shit out of her and her boyfriend. He didn't stop until he got his hands on at least one of them. Spoiler. He killed the boyfriend, so Sophia realized that she has to fucking, put up a fucking fight. That's where Grace come in there, because she literally takes the shotgun. She started walking down this fucking road trying to get to this guy. She runs away, get the fucking police, but they don't want to fucking help. She said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to take this motherfucker down myself. And she did just that. And just like every other final girl on this list, she put up one heck of a fucking fight, and she came out on top. She became victorious. That's why she at number 1. So let me know some final girls that I missed, some underrated final girls, or let me know some final girls that you think is an underrated final girl in the comment down below. I'll be rating, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of final girls, underrated final girls that I missed. And this is part 1, so make sure y'all stay tuned for part 2, because that's probably when things get even bigger with part 2. So that's going to wrap up today's Pacific review. If you want to get in touch with your boy, social media link will always be in the description down below. I hope to catch you HELLRAISERS in my next video. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that fucking bell notification so that way when I drop another lit ass video for the channel, you'll be the first ones to get it. Peace.